And later, mortgage expert Bob Moulton is here to answer all your mortgage questions. So call us now, 1-800-304-3638, or you can email us at openhouse@cnn.com. In the meantime, one way to get past that hurdle is to look for alternative financing. Here to explain is Bob Moulton, president of Americana Mortgage Group. Now, he's going to take your mortgage questions, so give us a call at 1-800-304-3638, or you can drop us an email at openhouse@cnn.com. Bob, welcome.
Good afternoon. Thank you for having me.
Let's just start by talking about some of the reasons that people might be denied a mortgage.
Well, generally, when an underwriter looks at a mortgage application, they'll look at 4 areas. They'll look at the applicant's income, they'll look at their credit history, they'll try to get an understanding as to where the down payment's coming from, and they'll look at the appraisal of the property. If these 4 components are in compliance with an underwriter's guidelines, the loan generally gets approved without a problem from the bank or the mortgage company that they apply to.
So what do I need to know if I want alternative financing?
What you need to know is you have to have a good understanding as to where you are financially. And you might want to go in for a complimentary consultation with a loan officer at a bank or at a reputable mortgage brokerage company.
Because they want your business. They're going to talk to you about how it might work.
That's right. They're very competitive. And banks are competing with one another every day, offering different types of alternative financing. They want to know what your source of income is for the last couple of years. They want to know if you're getting gift money or if you've had the money saved for the past 3 months. Has it been in the bank? They want to know if you've been paying your bills on time, which is so much more important because the credit history now is all on the computer from 3 major credit reporting agencies.
Right.
And if the bank can look at that for the last couple of years and see that you've paid your bills on time, that's a good indication that you'll pay your mortgage on time when you're approved.
Now, how can I get a loan if my credit is not great?
There's alternative financing for people who have what I call blemished credit. What we need to do is take a look, take a snapshot as to why is that credit blemished.
And when you say that, what kind of score are you talking about?
Well, the credit scoring system generally goes from about 400 to 800. 720 and above is an excellent credit rating for someone who's looking for a normal mortgage.
Right, and blemished would be what kind of score?
Say below 620. If your credit score is in the 500s or even as low as the 400s, that's blemished credit.
Okay.
And because of that, we need to get an understanding. Has there been extenuating circumstances? Was there a job loss? Was there an illness? Was there a matrimonial issue? And getting that document.
A
divorce.
Translation, was there a divorce? Okay.
Exactly. Was there a divorce? And was one of the parties in the divorce situation supposed to be paying the mortgage with the understanding that the other person in that divorce situation was not?
So if there are extenuating circumstances, I might still get that mortgage, right?
That is correct.
Now, what about one of these interesting possibilities is that the property doesn't appraise. Big problem now because home prices have gone up so dramatically that the appraiser's now saying in some cases that the home's not worth what you plan to pay for it. What do you do in that situation?
Well, a lot of times what happens is that buyers get caught in a frenzy, a bidding war, and there's very low inventory across the country right now. Prices have gone up 40% in the last 5 years across the country. And on the East Coast and the West Coast, those prices have escalated sometimes as high as 60 or 70% in the last 5 years. So what you want to do is get an understanding as to what has sold in the past, because that's the way a bank is going to look at the value of the property. What has sold in the last 6 months that's comparable in your area, same number of bedrooms, same number of baths. What happens in a bidding frenzy is because there is low inventory and a buyer sees a house for, say, $400,000, they might bid against each other and bid up to $450,000. When the bank goes there, it's going to come back as $400,000, which could be a problem.
But what do I do about it?
It depends on how much money you have to put down. If you're putting down the minimal amount down, which is 5% or 10%, and the appraisal comes in low, you're going to have to come up with the additional money.
So it's up to me? It's on my shoulders?
It's on your shoulders, because the bank's only going to give you 90 or 95% of the low of the appraised value or the purchase price. Hopefully, mommy and daddy have some gift money, or family has gift money that they can help you out with the shortfall in the appraised value.
Okay, I think we actually have a caller. Caller, are you there? Hello? Not yet. We don't have one yet. My mistake. So, Bob, you know, if you don't have that property appraising and you don't have the money to come up with to make the deal happen, does the deal go away? Are you forced out of the market?
Another alternative is to have your attorney go back to the seller's attorney, and sometimes they'll split the difference. So if the seller realized that it got a price that's a little higher than what the house will appraise for, and if the seller is in a an urgent situation where he's relocating because of job or a divorce situation, again, he wants to go down to Florida or something like that, then he might be willing to negotiate with the buyer if they're pre-qualified by a reputable mortgage company.
All right. Well, now we do have the caller.
Okay.
Jesse in Georgia, go right ahead.
Hello?
Hello, go right ahead. You might want to turn your TV down. While you're doing that, I'm going to follow up with a question. Bob, you turn your TV down. We'll be right back to you, Jesse. You said also low income, and you say that a no-doc loan may be the way to go. Explain a no-documentation loan.
Generally, when a bank looks at a mortgage, they want to make sure that the person has the ability to pay back that mortgage. The rule of thumb, very simply, is they'll take your annual income, they'll multiply it by 3, and they'll indicate that that's the amount of money that you can be qualified for. So someone looking for a $300,000 mortgage has to earn $100,000 that's on the tax return, in their pay stub, and average over the last couple of years. If they're short of that, a bank will take a look at what's called a no-income check or a stated income or a no-documentation mortgage, depending on the particular lender.
So you have to show something other than a W-2.
That is correct. And what they'll do is put a lot more credence into the credit report. In that situation where they're not verifying your income, they're going to want a much stronger credit. So that person that doesn't have the perfect credit and doesn't have the income is going to have a little tougher time.
Okay.
What-
All right. Let's grab the caller.
Sure.
Craig in California. Go right ahead. Craig, are you there?
Yes, I am, Bob. Thank you for taking my call.
You're welcome.
I have a question on refinancing, actually. I'm a homeowner. I have a good second mortgage. I got help from the city. It's 0%,
Wow.
not due for 30 years. And so we definitely want to keep it, but now we can't seem to get a home equity line of credit because no one will go third. Is there any solution to that?
Bob?
Many lenders will only go into first position and second position. It's very rare that you find a lender that will go into a third position behind a first mortgage and a loan that's a 0%. What you might want to do is contact your local bank where you have a banking relationship with and ask them if they'll give you an unsecured line of credit. They might cross-collateralize it to your house, but they're going to need to know who you are, how long you've been banking at the particular bank, and what type of credit history you have.
We're going to go quickly to Joe in California. Joe, your question.
Yes, I moved into my house on December, and I wanted to know how long I can wait until I refinance.
You can refinance depending if you have a prepayment penalty or not in that particular mortgage that you took out. If you do not have a prepayment penalty, you can refinance normally 3 to 6 months after you've closed. However, if you're looking to take cash out over and above what you currently have on your mortgage, the bank is going to want what's called seasoning. And they're going to work off the appraised value only after you've been...
We're not talking salt and pepper here.
You're not seasoning,
Okay.
exact seasoning, not salt and pepper. But they're going to go off the appraised value after you've owned that house for at least 1 year.
Okay. Well, Bob Moulton, thanks for joining us today.
My pleasure, Gerri.